So how's it going, ladies and gents, and welcome back to the channel. Today, guys, is Master Duel Day, and it's finally here, the agent deck that I have finished testing out. So, decks, because I made 3 varieties for the agent deck that you can use in Master Duel. And these are pretty good, actually. So with regards to these decks, this is 2 of the decks are actually pre-update and post-update. So last Monday we already have the Florunderies, the Manjiki, and also the Adventure Token added into Master Duels for anyone who wants to purchase it. So without further ado, let's check those decks out. So here we are, guys, and these are the 3 decks for the agent that I have created. So basically, it's somewhat similar. So we're using Scythe. The updated one is more on the agents in general, and this is the post-update deck after Monday. So this has, I think, Small World added into the mix for this deck. So we're gonna talk about the Scythe decks and then updated decks afterwards. So first off, we are just going to check the Scythe deck, which is this is the composition of the Scythe deck. 3 Shine Balls, 1 DD Sprite, which is very common in most of the decks in agents. 1 Butane, which is very important since you're going with 3 Diviners and 1 Trias. 3 Agents of Neptune, 3 Herald of Orange, 3 Mystery Earth, and yeah, and then you have your Venus, which can actually spell summon your Shine Balls to your side of the field. 3 Ash Blossoms, 1 Artifact Scythe, of course, not a Cyclop without the Scythe itself. You have your Uranus, 1 Master Hyperion, and 1 Majesty Hyperion. Now, if you want to remove Uranus from the deck, you can add 1 copy of Master Hyperion or Majesty Hyperion. So 1 Trias, and then for your Magic and Trap, you have your Monster Reborn, your Chorus from the Sky, your Sacred Waters from the Sky, your very own Sanctuary in the Sky, 2 copies of Fall by the Grave, 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence, and 1 copy of Fallen Sanctuary. For your extra decks, of course, you have here your TG Wonder Magician, which is you can actually pop your Artifact Scythe in your opponent's turn. The Executor of Underworld Pluto, World Sword Savage Dragon, your Baron de Flor, your Supreme Sovereign Cheng Ying, and yes, Cheng Ying is very good with this deck. So agents keep on banishing cards from the graveyard. So this is one case where Cheng Ying is on the field and you can actually banish cards or 2 cards from the graveyard or the field of your opponent. So it's pretty good, actually. And then you have your Master Player Hyperion. I can't exaggerate how much I really like the animation when I spell summon Master Player Hyperion to the field, and it's pretty nice, actually. Now, that is your synchros onto your links, which is the Link Spider. You can use this one to one of your Shine Balls and then move towards your Dagda afterwards if you want. Then you have your Almirage, 1 copy of Halq-Scythe, 1 copy of Union Carrier to add either your Butane. Now, there are some cases you can use Ava for this and remove DD Sprite, but it's up to you. It's still pretty good. The Union Carrier is pretty good. You need DD Sprite to remove Union Carrier as well, because Union Carrier cannot be removed from that zone. It can't be used as a link tribute, or it can be used as a fodder. Next, you have your Dagda, your Protector of the Agents, Moon, and then you have your Night Lord Parshath, your Appaloosa, your Access Code Talker. So these are your links. So this is the Agent Scythe deck, and after the 3 decks, or after the showcase for the 3 decks, there are some replays that I'm going to show later on. So just hold on for a bit and check or you can go directly to the replays. There's a timestamp down below if you want. Next up, we have, so this deck is actually the same as the other one. So this composition has DPE, which is, of course, you have here your Celestial Dasher, your 2 Fusion Destiny, and now for your extra deck, the things that I've added is actually your Predaplan Verti Anaconda, and of course your Destroyer Phoenix into the mix. So it still is viable and it still is useful. Same as the other one. And we have also Christia in the mix as well. And Christia is pretty good, actually. So that is your DPE-Scythe lock, and it's much more easier to summon or destroy your Scythe during your opponent's turn with the use of DPE, of course. So that's pretty good. And lastly, we have the updated form of the agents or the agent deck. This is after Monday. So this updated version of the agents deck is actually post update. So this is after we pulled some good cards from the latest selection pack. So we added Small World into the mix. Now you can have 3 copies of Small World if you want, but having 2 copies is just enough. So that's there is you have your Scythe, your Master Hyperion, all the normal stuff. Now the things I've added here, and the reason why it is 42 cards for your main deck is because let's be honest guys, agents, some starters can be negated automatically unless you have your Venus on your hand and of course your Neptune. So if you don't have any Neptune in your hand, then you can proceed with the other combos once your starter is negated. But there's some cases that your starter can actually go through with it. It's a matter of, you know, you get Max Seed, Ash Blossom, Infinite Impermanence, and all of the other nuisance hand traps that are available in Master Duel. So basically that is that. You have your Effect Veiler, of course. Your orange is good negation, but you're off by 2 cards from your hand by your turn, so it's not really that viable. So it's much more useful if you use Effect Veiler than your Call by the Grave. And then, of course, very important, your Crossout Designator, your 2 copies of Infinite Impermanence. So those are your negations that can actually help you go through your combos with ease. So these are your extra decks. So we have your Herald of the Arclight, your Cupid Bitch, of course. Wonder Magician is still here because it is very important. The same stuff as the ones before. Agent's Moon, 2 copies of this instead of 1. So these are the changes that is here. Now other than that, it's basically the same stuff, you know. So that is that, and let's move on to the replays. So those are the replays, guys. Hope you like the replays. And yes, it's not that much because it's just basically a showcase to or what the agent decks can do. Yeah, the downside for agent decks is actually they can break from time to time. But if ever you can go through your combo with ease without any negations on your first or basically your turn, then you can have a good board for that matter. So yeah, 42 cards or go beyond 40, it's really still okay. You can do a lot of combos with it. Yeah, having your disruption for any hand traps of your opponent is very needed, or is really applicable for the agent decks, of course. So these are the decks that I have for you guys today. Next up, hopefully we can actually compile or create a deck from the new selection packs from Rwandaries or the adventure tokens that we got from last Monday. So this is me signing off. Keep safe, good luck, and if you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. Goodbye. Bye-bye.